Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is May 27, 2025, and Hansi Flick's Barcelona is the third highest scoring Barcelona in all of the history. Also, Espanyol have confirmed Joan Garcia's price. And finally, Barcelona are eyeing Lucas Chevalier. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. I'm finally back. I'm home. I'm back in my YouTube studio, ready to bring you all Barcelona news. I just finished driving. It was almost 5 hours. I'm exhausted. So I decided, hey, let's make a short live just so I can bring you news. And that way I don't have to film, edit, upload. Otherwise, it's gonna be super late. And tomorrow, or actually it's almost today, I do have to work early. So let's jump into the news with the first bit of news that Barcelona are the third highest scoring Barca, or Hansi Flick's Barcelona are the third highest scoring Barca in the history of the club. Now, the season is officially over, and Barcelona were managed to score 102 goals in La Liga, and that makes them the highest scoring team in all of Europe's top five. You heard that correctly. Barcelona, or Hansi Flick's Barcelona, have scored more goals than all the biggest clubs: Liverpool, Bayern, Napoli, you name them. Barcelona have scored the most goals, 102 goals, the most in Europe's top five. 24 more goals than Real Madrid, and Barcelona have a goal difference of plus 63 goals. So for those of you who complain that Barcelona conceded too many goals, guys, that goal difference is plus 63 goals. That's absolutely insane numbers. And in all competitions, Barcelona have scored 174 goals. That includes, of course, La Liga, Champions League, Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup. 174 goals for Hansi Flick's Barcelona, making it the third highest scoring Barca in the entire 125 years of the existence of the club. Now, you might wonder, who are the first two? Well, in number one, we have Tito Villanova's Barcelona in the 2011-2012 season, where they scored 190 goals. Insane numbers. Of course, they had prime Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, you name it. And then in second place are the MSN Barcelona, the treble winning MSN Barca, with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, who scored 175 goals, only one goal more, just one goal more than Hansi Flick's Barcelona, that scored 174 goals in all competition, and that's of course thanks to partly Barcelona's trident, where Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, and Rafinha managed to score 94 goals total, with Lewandowski, the old man that should retire, trash, washed up, whatever, scoring 42 goals. Rafinha scoring 34 goals, and Lamine Yamal scoring 18 goals, for a total of 94 goals for Barca's trident. And of course, other players also contributed. For example, Ferran Torres scoring 19, Dani Olmo scoring 12, and Fermin Lopez scoring 8, again for a total of 174 goals all across competitions, a 3-goal per match average in an age where supposedly thrashing no longer existed. Anyways, now the season might be over, but some players still have duty with their national team. And today, Spain's national team have released the name of the players that will be called up to that Nations League. And these are the players that, oh, where did I go? There we go. That Luis de la Fuente has called up. And amongst them are several Barcelona players, including Pau Cubarsí for the defense, Pedri, Fermin Lopez, and Gabi for their midfield, and Lamine Yamal and Dani Olmo as for their attack. So several Barcelona players called up to the Spanish national team. The big surprise there is no Alejandro Balde. I think that was a little bit surprising to me. In my opinion, Balde is one of the best, if not the best, left backs in all of Europe. And for him not to be included for the Spanish national team was definitely a surprise. But on the upside, I guess the player will get to start his summer vacation right away. Now, the Royal Spanish Football Federation have also announced the call-up for the under 21 because there is the European under 21 championship. And these are the players that Spain has called up for the under 21 competition. 3 Barcelona players have been included, including Gerard Martin for their defense, Pablo Torre for the midfield, and as you can see, Fermin Lopez. Yes, you heard that right. Fermin Lopez has been called up for both Spain's first team and also Spain's under 21. So double duty for Fermin Lopez, which of course is very, very disappointing because after all, the player has played a lot. He needs rest, but it looks like his vacation is going to have to wait a little longer. Now, on to the next bit of news because, ladies and gentlemen, Espanyol have confirmed what their asking price will be for their goalkeeper, Joan Garcia. As we reported in a previous video, Barcelona have decided that they want to sign Joan Garcia regardless of what happens with Szczesny. Originally, they weren't going to reinforce the goalkeeping position. They wanted Ter Stegen to stay, and they wanted Szczesny to be the second goalkeeper. Then Szczesny started having doubts about renewal, so Barcelona said, okay, we're only going to sign if Szczesny doesn't renew. But now they have changed their minds, and they want to sign Joan Garcia regardless of what Szczesny does, because they think that Joan Garcia is a great market opportunity. He's 24 years old, lots of potential, high ceiling, incredible goalkeeper, and his release clause only sits at 25 million euros. And to be able to sign such a promising goalkeeper for so little, Barcelona think this is a great market opportunity, and they want to sign him. And today, Espanyol released, or the Espanyol sporting director stating the following. There are certain amounts that teams interested in him have to accept, and that's going to have to be the case given his level. There will be many clubs considering doing so. This is going to take a long time. It's going to be the clause. Again, it's going to be the clause. But the argument is very simple. The player's value. The player is worth it. If he had a higher clause, he'd also have that value. If we look at the transfers that have taken place with goalkeepers of our level, they've paid that much and more. We don't have to consider things other than that. It's not asking for more than his worth, but the opposite. For me, the kid has exceptional value. Hopefully, he can make it to the national team. He would give us more cachet and help us more. We're looking at future national team goalkeeper. He's an asset to that 21 team, referring to the under 21 team, and make us proud of our youth academy. So there you have it, folks. Espanyol sporting director confirming what I've been saying before, that any team that wants Joan Garcia, they got to pay the release clause. They're not going to negotiate. So you either pay the 25 million or you cannot have them. Now, speaking of goalkeepers, Barcelona are also tracking another goalkeeper because, of course, that's the norm when you want to reinforce a position. You don't just track one player. You track a list of many players with, obviously, your favorites, number 1, number 2, number 3. If you can't get number 1, you go to number 2, etc., etc. The number 1 option is right now Joan Garcia. But in case Barcelona cannot sign Joan Garcia and Szczesny doesn't renew, Barcelona do have another option they are considering, and that's no other than Lucas Chevalier, a goalkeeper I mentioned back in the winter transfer, or was it last summer transfer market, when Barcelona were considering signing a goalkeeper when Mark Ter Stegen got injured. I think it was in the summer. And Lucas Chevalier's name came up, and while Barcelona still have him on their list of possible signings, if you don't know or don't remember who Lucas Chevalier is, he's a 23-year-old goalkeeper out of Lille. He is highly valued by the Barcelona scouts for his youth, 23 years old, for his reflexes, for his height, and more importantly, for his courage, where he is fearless. He doesn't care. He comes out. If he has to come off his line, he comes off his line. If he has to go head-to-head with an attacker, he does it. He's a pretty fearless player. And in fact, at the club, they have compared him to Victor Valdez. So Lucas Chevalier, 23 years old, and his contract expires in 2027, meaning this summer, his price could go down from the previous summer when Barcelona first considered him. He has a market value of 30 mil. We'll see how much Lille will ask for. But for now, Barcelona are focused on Joan Garcia from Espanyol. Now, speaking of players that Barcelona have been linked with, let's talk about Nico Williams. Because it seems that Nico still considering coming to Barcelona. Now, there have been a lot of links between Nico Williams and Real Madrid and other clubs with, news talking about Arsenal willing to give him the high salary that he wants, 15 million, Bayern Munich, etc., etc., etc. And while it seems that all of this was, not that the links are not true, but the reason why these links have been surfacing so much in the media, looks like this was a tactic by his agent to remind Barcelona of their opportunity to sign Nico Williams, because it seems that Nico Williams' agent had an agreement with Barcelona. Not like a written agreement, but kind of like a gentleman's agreement, where if Nico Williams did not come to Barcelona last summer, that he would come this summer. And the agent, Nico Williams' agent, went to Barcelona, said, hey, we had this agreement. Barcelona said, sorry, that agreement expired. Nico Williams rejected us, so we're no longer interested. And this is when Nico's agent started leaking to the media, all the interest in Nico from the Premier League, from the Bundesliga, from all these other leagues, kind of like to try to put pressure on Barcelona. Like, hey, guys, remember our agreement. If you don't honor it, there are plenty of other clubs who are interested in Nico Williams. Now, it's reported that Barcelona could consider Nico Williams again, but for that to happen, Nico Williams would have to take the first step forward, kind of like announce, hey, I want to go to Barcelona. And then Barcelona kind of would forgive him the fact that he didn't come to the club, which I think at this point it's a little bit childish. Let's set our ego aside. We need Nico Williams because we need to reinforce the left wing. And out of all the options being considered, Luis Diaz, Marcus Rashford, I think Luis Diaz is the best option. He's the youngest. He has the highest ceiling. He knows how to play with Lamine and other Barcelona players because he's played with them in Spain's national team. He knows La Liga because he's been here he's been in La Liga his whole career. I think he is the best option. So I think it's time to set our egos aside and, go for Nico. After all, he has a release clause. If you pay it, he's yours. You don't have to negotiate or nothing like that. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I'm going live as soon as this one ends again to bring you more news that I didn't cover. And then after that, I'm going to bed because I'm exhausted and I have to work in a few hours. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, peace, Barça.